Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel, and the transfer news comes thick and fast. Palace have confirmed yet another signing. I think it's our fourth signing now of the summer. Andersen signs on a 5-year deal from Olympique Lyon. Obviously the centre-back who was on loan at Fulham last season, who I think it's fair to say got off to a slow start in that season, but the whole team did for Fulham. I think it was a case of, again, loads of new players and loan signings coming into the squad and taking just too long to bed in, because at the end of the season, we really saw them kick on and saw a really good improved side. Just too much work to do to stay up for them. But I think Andersen and Lookman were definitely the two players that stood out. Two loan signings, of course, at the time, but Andersen at such a young age to be captain of Fulham as well as a loan signing last season. I think, you look at the win away at Liverpool, as things like that, as performances like that, individual performances and individual displays of leadership like that, as just, show what a great player he is and show what potential he has for the future as well. Obviously did come off the bench to feature against England in the semi-final of the Euros as well. So although not a starter for Denmark, he was definitely a big part of that team and part of the squad, and obviously featured in the tournament in some capacity as well. So a player that I think is really exciting prospect, and it again adds to the mould that Vieira is clearly trying to put into this team right now to implement youth, not just from signings but also from the academy. And I think that's shown also in the players like Raksaki and Banks and Wells Morrison and Boateng, and there's a large number of players who have been massive last season, the under-23s and under-18s, and are getting game time in pre-season. A lot more, I would say, than seasons gone by. And what I feel genuinely is that these players have a chance to actually feature next season in some capacity, whether it's just in the matchday squad and being on the bench and maybe getting 5 minutes at the end of the game if we're winning, or, to try and change the game with a few minutes to go and get a run out, or if it's, or if it's just being in the matchday squad in general and just experiencing that and gaining that knowledge and experience of top tier football. I think at such a young age, it's great to see some of these players getting this much game time and this much attention from Vieira. And I really, really hope that players like Andersen make an impact in the team. You look at his strengths, he's not necessarily the tallest, but as I've already said, his leadership qualities I think are going to be massive. I could see him really being great alongside someone. I mean, Gueye last season was obviously the best defender in the Championship by a considerable margin when you look at the stats. And I think having his defensive solidity and obviously Andersen's defensive solidity next to him, along with the leadership Andersen can bring to the side, and obviously the experience that he can bring as well at such a young age, I think that, again, it's a really exciting sort of link-up you've got there at centre-back. And then you've got players like Tompkins who can add experience as well in that position, and a bit of that Hodgson sort of grit in defence, a bit more, gritty, because obviously the other centre-backs are much more like Andersen as well, a very good ball-playing defender. We saw that with the way that Scott Parker tried to implement at Fulham, and again, it worked in the latter stage of the season, and he was a big part of that. Great range of passing from the back. Alongside Gueye as well, they're both going to be great from the back in terms of passing ability and range once they've started getting into the team and bled in. 5-year deal as well is massive. All of our new signings so far are on 5-year contracts, apart from Matthews obviously in goal as our backup. I think that's a big statement, and again, it's just exciting. It's exciting to see these young players come in, and the momentum that we're starting to build this summer in terms of new signings and philosophy being bled into this side. And it's just making me excited for the start of the season. A lot more excited than I was, say, a month ago. I know there's still a long way to go, and we can't get carried away yet. I think pre-season's been going well so far. I've been happy with the performances. Obviously, it was disappointing not to win against Charlton in the pre-season game at the weekend, but on Tuesday, but it's one of those things, it's pre-season. I don't really care about the result. I think we didn't play very well in the first half, but as soon as the team players started coming on and added that energy that they've obviously been instilled with their fitness work and everything in pre-season, we're starting to see like the fitness levels going up, and genuinely you're seeing a lot more energy in the side, and it's like a breath of fresh air from what we've seen the last couple of seasons. So I'm getting much more optimistic, but we still need at least I'd say at least 3 more signings, really, like challenging for first team spots signings. Definitely another backup left back for Mitchell. With Van Aanholt obviously leaving. Sad to see him go, and obviously Sacco as well. I wish them all the best. Sacco especially, I think when he's fit, he was one of our best centre-backs since getting promoted, for sure. And Van Aanholt had his times. It wasn't great last couple of seasons, but he's had his moments as well, big moments at left-back for Palace, bombing forward down that left wing. So I wish them all the best, of course. But they both need to be replaced. Not so much Sacco. I think we maybe need one more centre-back as a backup there. But left-back for sure, we need a signing there. I think we definitely need a winger to replace Townsend. We're still light in that area of the pitch. And another centre midfielder because of the work that we're going to have to do in centre mid. I know Schlupp's obviously converted into a centre mid under Hodgson, and he's definitely looks like he's staying in that role now under Vieira. I do think that we need another centre mid because of the energy they're going to be putting in this new system. There's going to be a lot of back and forth running. Macca's obviously in the latter stages, let's say, of his career. He's in his mid-30s now, so it's not going to be too many years left of Macca patrolling the midfield. So we need to have someone else in there, I think. A young midfielder. Obviously, Elise's going to take some time to get back in because of his injury, and he may be and he's not going to be that box-to-box midfielder that I think we need to replace Macca with. So more signings are needed for sure, but we're going in the right direction. And Andersen, welcome to the club. Very, very happy. Could potentially be, under Vieira, our new captain. You never know. Very excited to see him on the pitch. And again, it's great momentum we're showing in this window. I really hope that we can carry it on and get at least a couple more in before the season starts.